Good afternoon, Howard Wig, Code Green, Think Tech Hawaii. My honorable guest this afternoon is Kamil Schuetz, and he is a distinguished realtor in the luxury field and in the investment real estate type field. What in the world is he doing on my super energy efficient program? Well, it turns out he has two lives. One is that luxury life, and the other is his specialty in green homes. Welcome, Kamil.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, well, why don't you give us a little bit of background? I mean, the luxury part is obvious, and you look like a luxury home type guy, very dapperly dressed and all clean cut and something. You look like a guy out of Gentleman's Quarterly or something. But there's another aspect to you, the green aspect. What's this duality all about here?
Yes. Well, thanks for having me, first of all. I appreciate it. To your question, my actual background is industrial engineering. And when I came here, I was focused on renewable energy. So I started a company, co-founded a company, did that for a little while. Fast forward a couple of years until now, I'm in real estate, one of the actual most entrepreneurial fields I've been in, to be quite honest, so far. And I am trying to combine both fields. Yeah, that's the background. That's why I'm interested in that. And obviously the luxury aspect is probably mostly because I am used to deal with a certain type of client, but that doesn't mean that I don't take on any other deals as well. There's no deal that's too small, especially here in Hawaii. I'm always happy to help every single person that I can.
Yeah. Well, we'll get in. Well, let's do a transition between luxury and green, because the luxury homes that I'm familiar with, and those are primarily on the Kona coast of the Big Island, and they can be 8,000, 10,000, even 12,000 square feet. But and they're mostly beachfront properties. But I would say out of 10,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet are open. They have the great big overhangs with huge lanais and generally an open kitchen, an open dining area, recreation area. They're not air conditioned at all. And of course, they're designed to catch the trade winds and get the flow through there. So out of 10,000 square feet, only say 5,000 are centrally air conditioned. So that's a little bow to energy efficiency and also a bow to our beautiful, beautiful climate here in Hawaii.
Exactly. And I want to point out that the green lifestyle is not only all about, saving on electricity, but it's also about the healthy lifestyle, which is very important. And, just doing a service to the environment. So those are the three key ingredients is that, data has indicated homeowners in America generally care most about health, then money smart decisions, and then also the environment in that order. And those can be achieved in various degrees, depending on what you have at your disposal.
In Hawaii, probably the healthiest lifestyle is the outdoors lifestyle, because we have some of the cleanest air in the entire world. And we all know about the contrast between indoor air quality, central air condition. You got all kinds of problems, which maybe we can go into. But I recently read a study of a lot of kitchens. This is residential kitchens, where the cooks do a lot of oil-type cooking, and you have a certain off-gassing from the oil, and the ventilation fan is not adequate. They went into one home where a lady was suffering from health problems, and they measured the quality of the air right in the kitchen, right in the stove area. It was 100 times above the allowed EPA level.
Yeah.
Because of the accumulation of these gases.
And it's actually true, yes, indeed. People in North America and most of the Western world, maybe excluding China, actually breathe the worst air when they're indoors, even in LA, for example, right? There's been study on that, and that's kind of interesting if you think about it, because in a way you have various methods on how to control that, and So that's something that's very important to think about. Yeah.
And on the mainland, I still find this hard to believe. Maybe I don't spend enough time on the mainland, but people spend on average 90% of their time indoors. I would like to think that it's a much lower percentage here, because a lot of our homes are designed to bring the outdoors indoors, i.e. through the trade winds and ceiling fans and open windows and so forth. So we're having a much healthier indoor lifestyle here in many, many cases. And guess which state in the union has the greatest longevity?
I assume here.
Hawaii, yeah,
You can also
absolutely.
tell by the way people look. You know, every time when I fly abroad, or I even go home back to Germany, I see the people that are in their 60s and 70s. When I come back here, it's always fascinating to see how a person in that same age looks compared to somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
So if you ever doubted, lucky you live Hawaii, doubt no more. But let's get into the program. We've already pretty well touched on it. First, why go green? And I need to answer that. As a state employee, we
Yes.
have the Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative, whose goal is 100% clean energy by the year 2045, which is only, 29 years? Let's see, 30, 26, 36.
Yeah.
Yep, 29 years, which is not a whole long time. That's a big, ambitious goal. And the greener the homes are, the closer they bring us to HCEI, Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative. So
Yeah.
that's my
That's true,
take
and
on it.
I have a couple of numbers on that as well.
Sure.
So as we all know, obviously we live in a world with limited resources, and we have a growing population everywhere. So it's important to look at the way we live our lives. And if you just think about buildings in America, there's about, the buildings consume about 14% of the potable water in America. They consume about 40% of the raw materials, and they also consume about 40% of the electricity. And that is something where, when you add out the numbers, it's about 15 trillion gallon of water a year. It's about 3 billion tons of material a year. If there's a way on how to preserve some of that through more efficient living, then I think that is probably the easiest way towards similar goals, and our goal here as well. It's not going to be necessarily some new magical component or reduction in prices for renewable energy that will make the big leap. It's probably on the efficiency and smart and green living lifestyle, and that's why I also see a big potential for that.
Absolutely, and as you pointed out, we have a triple win here: health, quality of life, and energy efficiency. They all go together.
Yes, and that's why I believe also that Hawaii should be basically the headquarter of the world for lifestyles like that, and other countries could take an example from us.
And I've been all over the world, as you probably have too. And I was born and raised here, and I very, very consciously, after years of travel, very consciously came right back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually came here as an exchange student for one semester to HPU, and it was my first really far way of traveling. And I'm always hearing similar stories as you just mentioned, and I'm actually very happy that I kind of found my way here right away. I do travel more now, but I absolutely love it and I appreciate it. I can just second that.
And you appreciate the climate, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, one of your titles for talking this program is fears. Fears about going green. What in the world is there to fear here?
Yeah, so the problem is that there's a couple of misconceptions, let's call it like that. And I like to always educate people on what the facts are. So I picked up a couple and I just want to mention them. So one of them is, for example, that green might be just a bunch of hype, right? So that comes from the fact that many companies were and still are greenwashing in a certain way. So they provide services and products that through loopholes can be labeled as green, but essentially they don't really do the trick. One of the programs that I can mention on that, just to kind of picture it, is do you remember the plastic bag ban, right?
Sure, sure.
So I'm sure you talked about this here on your show, or maybe somewhere with your friends, but the idea was to ban plastic bags because plastic is bad for the environment. So what did we do instead? We have thicker plastic bags, which are even worse.
Or in my store where I shop, huge paper bags.
Oh yeah, well,
They're
even
this
though
big
but
and
paper is faster. Actually, I don't know if you knew that, but every single, like the first piece of plastic that was ever created has still not degraded until today.
Sure.
And so that's true for anything. And when you say paper, of course, there's reusable bags as well, but paper is much faster degradable than plastic, as we know. And so that's one of the things why people might think that it's somewhat of a hype, because they see something labeled in a green way, but in the end, it's not really. So, but real green is actually just common sense, and it might be already part of your life, whether you know it or not. It's really just about making better decisions in your life, and especially decisions that positively impact your health, your wallet, because everybody wants to be green until they actually have to pay for it.
Yeah, or organic
yes.
meat or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. And then obviously also just for the benefit of the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's one of the fears. Another fear and misconception that I hear often is that green is very expensive and that people stray away from it because of that. But it's actually a lifestyle that is intended to save you money over time. So simple green actions don't really cost anything. Take a shorter shower, or keep the thermostat a couple of degrees higher. It's not expensive. It doesn't cost you anything, and you save money in the long run.
Or the low flow shower heads, low flush toilets, and so forth.
Correct. Energy. Well, yeah, but then we get into if you actually want to spend money, and on that side, you also have, and we will touch on that a little bit later, you have all the incentives such as tax credits and rebates that actually help you finance certain systems. So that fear is basically overcome with that, right? Another one is that it's probably too difficult of a lifestyle change. And again, green is really, or living green, if you want to call it that way, is really about simplicity. So it's the opposite. You basically try to focus your awareness in a little bit different way, and then you work on your personal habits. Okay, in the beginning, it might be a little bit of a challenge, but after a while...
Any habit changes.
Exactly, yeah. But after a while, it's basically like whatever you do today, but you just refocused, right? So it's not really difficult.
On that cheery note, we need to take a brief break. Howard Wigg, Think Tech Hawaii, Code Green, back in 1 minute.
Aloha, this is Reg Baker. I'm the host of Business in Hawaii. We air every Thursday at 2 o'clock on thinktechhawaii.com. We broadcast from the ThinkTech studios in downtown Honolulu, and we talk about positive and successful companies in Hawaii. People that have been successful despite the obstacles. They all have a good story to tell. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday at 2 o'clock. Aloha.
You're watching Think Tech Hawaii, offering lifelong learning from passionate hosts and fascinating guests, ready to explore and explain Hawaii's place in the 21st century. Great content for Hawaii from Think Tech.
I'm Jay Fidel, and I'm the host of Research in Manoa, Mondays from 12 to 1 on thinktechhawaii.com. Take a look at us and learn about geophysics, learn about planetology, learn about the ocean and earth sciences at UH Manoa. You'll really enjoy it. So come around, we'll see you then.
Good afternoon once more, Howard Wigg, Code Green. My guest is Kamil Schuetz, luxury real estate baron, but also a real honest-to-goodness green home type of guy. So we're having so much fun, we are not going to be able to pack everything into the remaining time. So let's get quickly into The green home model, what in the world is that all about?
So the green home model is basically a tool to think about your home as a system, and whenever you think of green initiatives that you want to take, you think of certain stages within that home. I want to talk about it in a brief moment here. Actually, you can see the graphic. The first stage are the green priorities. You can see them on the top, which we already mentioned and discussed. It's health, saving money, and reducing the impact on your environment. The second stage, those are the little symbols in those circles, which are correlated with the first stage. It's air is correlated with health, energy is correlated with saving money, and water is correlated with sustainability since it's a finite resource. And then the green home zones are of the basically the inside zone that defines how your air is on the inside, and that's how you can really go down to the point of what am I actually going to change on the inside zone in order to change the air environment. The same counts for the system zone and for the outside zone, where for the systems that's specifically appliances, and for the outside that will be something like the your garden, for example. Yeah.
And let me say that again, I'm the energy codes guy, and we've come up with a whole new climate zone for at the national level, and that is the tropical climate zone, and that is Hawaii.
So how many climate zones do we have now? Here?
There were 8 with tropical, now we've got 9.
Oh wow, okay.
Starts at southern Florida and goes up to northern Alaska.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So in the tropical zone, and this is in code now, we have the option of cooling your home by the trade winds with the aid of ceiling fans or whole house fans or whatever. So that is an energy code coming to a county near you pretty darn soon.
That's good. That's good to know. Thank you. We have the next step here that I would just like to mention briefly. We're going to talk about how to actually green your home.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you get down to business and you have decided that you do want to change a few things around your home, there are basically just 4 steps. And it's like with every project that you take on, right? 4 steps to how to green your home. And those steps are, first, you have to clarify your green priorities. Second, you have to create your green team. And then third, you have to build your green project list. And then on the 4th point, you turn your project list into a plan of action. And I'm going to talk a little bit about each of them. So when you define your green priorities, you basically take the 3 aspects of health, money smart choices, and sustainability, and you picture what is most important for you. And most people will find that they will have a mix of all of them, varying to various degrees based on how much you want to spend and all those types of things. So you want to take a moment and ask yourself what greening your home will ultimately do for you, your family, and all the visitors that come over.
Absolutely, yeah.
As the second step, you will then try to assemble a team, and luckily you're not alone. Obviously, ideally you would have a realtor that is an expert and that helps you connect to other sources, such as, for example, a general contractor that can plan, supervise, and then also guarantee the work that's being done.
And who knows what green is, because some of them will
Exactly.
say, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Ideally, you would have to work with people that are in that field.
Yeah, which your realtor hopefully will have that contact
Exactly.
list.
Yeah. That's probably the easiest way to, reach out to someone. If that person, I don't know if you've seen this, I have this green certification, and there's a couple of us here in Honolulu actually. I would wish that there are more.
Yeah, I would too. This is something I've been working on for years here. Yeah.
I think there will be in the future though. But to answer your question, yes, the realtor is probably somebody who's going to help you being a connecting point to the general contractor. And then that person will know skilled tradespeople such as painters and plumbers and electricians that work in that environment as well. And then as a fourth category of your team, which would be important and interesting, are so-called eco-consultants. So those are the guys that come into your house and measure the indoor air quality, the energy efficiency and the sustainability of your home, and then they basically recommend improvements.
Absolutely,
and then you can pick and
yeah.
choose what you would like to work on, right? As a third point, you want to build your green project list. And this is really where the hard work before the hard work begins. So you want to nail down exactly what has to be done. Again, with your team, ideally. You don't have to do this by yourself. And then there are various strategies on how to work in each of the home zones. And I'm talking more about this in my workshops. We don't have too much time to get into detail on each and every one of them. But there's a lot of planning, and once you plan it right, though, the rest is going to be much easier, and it's not as overwhelming as it might sound like, or you might feel like. So,
Yeah, especially you've
yeah.
got a good team. You're all of the same mindset, and you hopefully just say yes, 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 yes. Let's do this. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, not always. I mean,
Not always,
ideally,
no.
you want to work with a team that also, guides you in the right way. If they feel like you could make an improvement in a maybe more cost-effective
Oh,
way.
and you can say, yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So that's where the expertise comes
Mm-hmm,
in. Right. And as the last step, obviously, you want to take your plan and turn it into an action plan.
Absolutely.
And then on this step, you'll take the project list and the green improvements you want to make, and basically you create your list of action items in each zone. You organize your project list and based on priorities, and then you make a realistic and comfortable budget.
But I was hoping you'd use that
Yes.
word budget. Yes.
Because it is important, and we all know how it is when we work on home projects. You think you're just going to spend that much, but it might be a little bit more. If you think about working on improvements that cost money, just plan comfortably, maybe take a little bit more time, and then you won't have to bite the sour apple, as we like to say it in Germany, afterwards. And then as the last step of that fourth step is basically you determine a timeline and assign the roles to the team members, right?
Yeah, it sounds almost like an engineering plan.
Yes, it is. Yeah, in a way, it's very simple project management.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We can actually see on the screen there's a couple of examples on what could be improved in depending on the priority that you set. We have for the health priority, you could do things like interior finishes like hardwood floors and low VOC paints. And in fact, if you think about it, this not only has to do with health when you use non-toxic materials, but it's going to save you money in the long term because you're probably going to get sick less and you will save on the medical bills in the long term.
Yeah,
as well.
I consider ill health a tremendous waste of time and money.
Absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. So there's the entire list. I don't know if we have time to go through it all, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, we better go to Money Smart.
Yeah, on the Money Smart side, one thing that I see is as important actually is number 2 here. You can see the right-sized and optimally designed HVAC and solar water heater and PV systems. What some people sometimes do, they install a system and they think bigger is better. And it's obviously, sometimes they try to brag, hey, I just got so and so many panels and I get so and so many panels. But in fact, it's probably best if you have one of those eco-consultants come in if the solar installer doesn't provide that, and then really assess how much you actually need.
Absolutely,
because
yeah.
you might save money on that as well.
And on the air conditioning systems, this is something I know a bit about. The rule of thumb used to be, let's say you have a 2,000 square foot home and you want to air condition it. You call up a guy, 2,000 square feet, yeah, 5 ton. And that boils down to 1 ton of air conditioning for every 400 square feet. And there's at least one builder out there on the Everplains who designs 1 ton for every 1,000 square feet. And his homes are perfectly comfortable.
Right.
So properly sizing the AC system is really, really crucial also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorite on the sustainability side, before we get to the green homes, but they are actually also right in that, is the planting your own vegetables and basically providing your own food if you
And
can.
which gets right back to health. Michelle Obama, bless her heart, has the organic garden on the south lawn of the White House.
Yeah. Oh, I
and
didn't know that.
Yeah, and she gets kids there and everything. But we're right almost up time, and I want to see those cute little, teeny little homes here, because certainly one way to save initial cost and
Right. So we picked these tiny homes just as a showcase because
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
basically
yeah.
naturally off the grid, right? Especially here in Hawaii, where they right now have to be on
Yeah.
trailers. So this particular one is a 400 square foot cabin, which was built for under $2,000, and it's powered by a solar system and a wind power system. And the cabin includes a rainwater and gray water harvesting system, a solar composting toilet, and propane heated showers, and all the good stuff. And it actually even sleeps up to 6 people. Would you believe that?
Nope.
Yeah. So
And we gotta.
yeah.
Oh, here. Is this one on a trailer or?
This is
no?
actually on a trailer, yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's half the size of the previous one, barely 200 square feet.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's on a 24 by 8 foot wide trailer, and it also has, like a recycled 4-burner oven and gas stove, and
Wow.
even underfloor electric radiant heat system, and all these types of things.
And look at this guy.
Yeah.
This looks like something out of a fairy tale here.
Yeah, I think the designer really liked the Lord of the Rings, and this is a construction from Thailand. And this was built by 3 people in about 6 weeks. And it costs only about $1,000, and it also has various green features, like bamboo faucets and all that type of
And
good
we
stuff.
have run out of time. And Camille, if people want to contact you, they can just Google up greenhomementor.com. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
either that or my name.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much. We just had so much more.
Oh, we could fill so much more time with this. I had so much more, yeah.
This has been great fun, but we have to close. Kamil Schuetz,
Thank you.
a realtor extraordinaire for the luxury and for the green aspect. I am Howard Wigg, Code Green, Think Tech Hawaii. See you, see you next time. Thank you very much.